ऑडियो नहीं आ रही है, शायद आपका माइक ऑफ है।
Now audio.
Yes,
Audio.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So inertia is it is inability of any body to change. There is echo. In your side also there is echo. Now, what is inertia? It is the inability of any body to change its state of rest or of uniform motion by its own. Means no body can change its state of rest or of uniform motion by its own. Some force will be required for making the change. Means if the body is at rest and no force acts upon it, it will always remain at rest. If suppose a body is moving on a straight line with a certain speed, it will keep on moving on the same straight line with the same speed. It is clear? So this state can be changed only when the force is applied. So unless acted upon by force, unless acted upon by force. This point is clear? What is inertia? It is the inability of any body to change its state of rest or of uniform motion on a straight line by its own, unless acted upon by the force. Now see here, after this we can classify this inertia into three parts. So one is the inertia of rest. And what is the measure of inertia? That also I have told. What is measure of inertia? More the mass of the body, more will be the inertia. Means this property is proportional to the mass. More the mass of the body, more will be the inertia. Means it will be more difficult to make the change in the state of that body. It will be more difficult to make the change in the state of that body. It is clear? More enable means it is more difficult to make the change. So its measure is mass. More the mass, more will be the inertia. It is clear? Now inertia of rest. So inertia of rest, it is the inability of any body to change its state of rest by its own, unless acted upon by force. Unless acted upon by force. It is inability to change its state of rest by its own. Inability of any body. Inability of any body to change its state of rest by its own, by itself. It's clear? Unless acted upon by the force. Now there are some examples also I have told. So one example of the bus I have told. Similarly, if you beat a hanging carpet, when you will beat a hanging carpet, what will happen? Suppose this is a carpet, suppose this is some dari, and first you hang it and then with the help of some stick you beat it. What will happen? the dust particles which are settled in its pores, they will be removed out. Dust particles which are settled in the pores of the dari, which are settled in the pores of the what carpet, that will be removed out. And why it will be removed out? Because as soon as you will apply the force by the stick, dari will move forward. It will go forward. While the dust particles which are inside the pores, suppose this is the dari, when you will apply the force with the help of this stick, it will go forward. But the dust particle, they were earlier at rest, so they will try to remain at rest. So what will happen? They will remain here, dari will move forward. These dust particles will fall down because of the gravity. Because of the gravity, it will fall down. You can see here, I am showing here. Suppose this is a dari which is hanging. It's clear, I am showing like this. And these are the dust particles which are settled in the pores. So when you will apply the force here, when you will apply the force in this way, applying the force in this way, what will happen? Dari will move forward. It will come into this position. But what will happen to the dust particles? Because of the inertia of rest, they will try to remain at the same place. They will try to remain at same place. So dari will move forward, dust particles will remain there only. So now because of the gravity force, they will fall down. And in this way, we can remove the dust particles. This point is clear. So this is also based on the inertia of rest. Similarly, when a fruit tree is shaken briskly, the fruits are detached from the tree. When you will, suppose this is a branch of the tree and some fruit is hanging here. So see here, this is some branch of the tree. It's clear. When you will shake it briskly, what will happen? It will come immediately into the motion, but the fruit which was earlier at rest, it will try to remain at the same position. Because of that, there will be tension here. Tension will be increased in this part. And when tension will be increased, this fruit will be detached from the branch. It's clear? Similarly, when you are firing on a glass window by the gun, it's clear? There are two cases. Once you are throwing a stone here, this is a glass window pane. Glass window means this window is made up of glass. So see here, once you are throwing the stone and then you are firing by the bullet, by the gun, what will you find? In which case, when a stone is thrown and when gun is fired, what will you find? In which case this glass window will totally break. किस केस में ये पूरी तरीके से टूट जाएगी?
Sir, stone.
सर जब स्टोन से मारेंगे तो
In case of stone, and why it is so? It will break, it will be totally smashed in case of the stone. While when you will fire by the gun, what will happen? There will be a sharp hole will be created and a very small part will be cracked. Very small portion will be cracked. Why it is so? Because the bullet is having a very small time of contact with the glass window. Stone is having a very long time. It will take more time in penetrating to the glass window. It will take more time in penetrating to it. While it will take a very small time in penetrating to it because of its very great speed. So what will happen? During that time, since it remains contact for a longer time, therefore the force which it exerts here, that will be transferred in whole window. and this whole window will be smashed. While here its time of contact is very less. Time of contact is very less, so what will happen? It is very less, so that its force which it exerts, that will not spread in whole window. Only a small portion will be cracked, and here there will be a fine hole. So here what happens? When the bullet strikes, only this part comes into motion. Rest part remain in the rest. Rest part remain in the rest. And why? Because its time of interaction of bullet with the window is very, very less. That's why only the portion nearby to the point where it is strike, that come into the motion. Rest part still remain at the rest. Therefore, it is avoided from breaking. While here a larger portion will come into a state of motion. It will come into the state of motion. It's clear? Therefore, that portion will be smashed. That portion will move forward, so it will be totally broken. So this is the inertia of rest. Now inertia of motion. So definition is same. Only in place of state of rest, what will you write? You will write the state of uniform motion on a straight line. Inability of body to change its state of motion. To change its state of motion, uniform motion on a straight line by itself. It is the inability of body to change its state of uniform motion on a straight line by itself. That is called the inertia of motion. Now, any example of inertia of motion? When a moving bus suddenly stops, what happens? Suppose this is a bus, and here this is the cockpit of the bus, and here driver is there. This is the driver's place, and you are sitting here on this, and driver is not visible to you. Driver is not visible to you. It's clear? And suddenly if it applies the brake, what will happen? When suddenly it applies the brake, you will fall in the forward direction. You will fall in the forward direction, means that direction in which the bus is moving. And why it is so? See here, as long as you are in the bus, what is your speed? Your speed is same as the speed of the bus. Your speed will be same as the speed of the bus. As soon as driver applies the brakes, speed will be greatly reduced. When it will be greatly reduced, so what will happen? The lower portion of the body will immediately come at a smaller speed. It will immediately slow down because the lower portion is in contact of the floor of the bus. Therefore, it immediately slows down. While the upper portion, it will still trying to move with the same speed. So what will happen? Lower portion is slowed down, upper portion is moving with same speed. So what will happen? You will fall in the forward direction. It's clear? So when the brakes are applied on a moving bus suddenly, then the passenger fall in the forward direction. It's clear? Now any other example? Who can tell? Any other example? When any person is getting out of a moving train, then what happens? Any person who is getting out from a moving train, then he falls in the forward direction. And this is also because of the same, as long as the person is inside the train, his speed is same as the speed of the train. His speed is same as the speed of the train. But when he will come out on the platform, what will happen? Lower portion will immediately come into the rest because the platform is at the rest. So lower portion will immediately come into the rest, but the upper portion will still move with the same speed. It will still move with the same speed in the forward direction. Therefore, passenger will fall in the forward direction. That's why it is advised, number one, don't get out from the moving train. But in case if you are getting out from the moving train, or if the train is going with the slow speed, then you run along with the train after jumping out. You run along with the train in the same direction after jumping out. It is clear? So that you do not fall in the forward direction. So this, then an athlete runs for a certain distance before taking a long jump. Why? Athlete runs for a certain distance. Who can tell? Can you explain? An athlete runs for a certain distance before taking the long jump. Sivend?
Sir, so that its body comes in motion.
So that its body comes in motion. An athlete is able to jump over longer distance. It's clear? So
Yes,
that
sir.
his body comes into the state of motion. And athlete can jump over the longer distance. It is clear? Similarly, there is the inertia of direction. Inertia of direction. Now see here what is inertia of direction. So in the same way, inability of body to change its direction of motion by itself, inability of any body to change its direction of motion by itself. Now see here what is the best example of this. Suppose a car is moving in this direction. Some passengers are sitting here. It is moving in this direction. And driver suddenly takes the turn. What will happen? What will you find? When the driver is suddenly taking the turn, so since you were going in the straight direction, so you will fall towards the turn, because now he is suddenly taking the turn, then you will fall in what direction? In which direction you will fall?
Sir, in the direction of the turn.
Not opposite to the
The
turn.
left. The left side.
Opposite to the turn. And why
The left
opposite to
side.
the turn? Because car was initially going in this direction and driver has taken turn in this direction. Suddenly driver had taken the turn in this direction. So what is the original direction? Original direction is this. So now car is going this way, but the passengers are still going in the forward direction. So what will happen? They will left in the outward direction, means not towards the turn. They will fall in the outward direction, दूसरी डायरेक्शन में गिरेंगे जाके. तुम ऐसे ही देख रहे हो कि ये डाइवर्जेंस क्या होता जा रहा है. You can see here this diagram is not very clear. This is the original direction and driver had taken the turn. So this divergence is increasing. It's clear. So he will, the passengers will fall in the outward direction. It is clear. So this is the, because of the inertia of direction. Similarly, when a vehicle is moving on a mud, then what happens? vehicle is moving on a mud, then the mud which is sticking, है you seen the टायर्स के ऊपर क्या होता है, ऐसे एक वो लगा रहता है. क्यों लगा रहता है? चाहे वो आगे का साइकिल का पहिया हो या पीछे का हो, उनमें इस तरीके से मड कवर लगे रहते हैं. What is the purpose of the mud cover? Suppose if you are bicycling in a mud, then what will happen? Mud will go tangentially because here wheel is moving circular. So here when mud comes, so it go tangentially upward. It will go tangentially upward. It will not bend. And when it will not bend, then it can reach to your face also. So that's why it is covered by this mud cover. So when a vehicle moves, the mud is sticking to the wheels of the bicycle, flies off tangentially. So these are the examples of inertia of motion. Now after this, Newton's laws of motion. So see here, there are how many Newton's laws? Who can tell? That you have to do Newton's laws of motion. So see here, there are 3 laws. And these 3 laws form the complete definition of force. Forms the complete definition of force. Complete definition of force. First lie the qualitative definition. Qualitative definition means what is force. It explains this. First law explains what is force. Now second law is the quantitative definition. Quantitative means what is first law tells what do you mean, what is the meaning of the force. It is clear. Second law tells that what is the magnitude of the force, that how much force will be required to bring any certain change. And third law, this tells about the nature of force. Nature of force. It's clear. So nature of force means whether it is a conservative force or non-conservative force. Then central force or non-central force means about this. So these are the 3 laws of the motion which forms the complete definition of the force. It's clear. Now see here, what is the first law? First law ही अभी तक हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे. अभी तक जितना भी पढ़ा है वो first law. So what is first law? Every body in this universe, body in this universe continues to be in its state of rest or of uniform motion on a straight line. Now see here, this is the inertia. This you know, it is the property of everybody to continue to be in its state of rest or of uniform motion on a straight line. In the first law, only this part is added. Unless it is acted upon, it is acted upon by a force. What is first law? Everybody continues to be in its state of rest or of uniform motion on a straight line unless it is acted upon by some force. It's clear. This is the first law. That's why it is called the law of inertia, because here it is containing inertia. This is the inertia. Every body in the universe continues to be in its state of rest or of uniform motion on a straight line. This is the inertia. This thing is called the inertia. It's clear? So unless it is acted upon by the force, so this law, first law, is known as law of inertia. Is clear? Now see here how it is similar to the definition of force. ये ला definition of force के साथ इसकी क्या similarity है? Definition of force. You see here. Here from here it is clear that you can bring the change in the state of rest by applying force. By applying force. You can bring the change in the uniform motion on a straight line by applying force. फोर्स अप्लाई करके ही हम क्या कर सकते हैं, स्टेट ऑफ रेस्ट या स्टेट ऑफ यूनिफॉर्म मोशन को चेंज कर सकते हैं. यही तो है. नाउ व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ फोर्स? इट इज दैट एक्सटर्नल कॉज व्हिच चेंजेस आर टेंड टू चेंज स्टेट ऑफ रेस्ट और ऑफ यूनिफॉर्म मोशन ऑफ द बॉडी. What is definition of force? It is that external cause which changes or tend to change state of rest or of uniform motion of the body. It is clear? Means force क्या है? वो physical cause है, वो external cause है जो किसी body की state को change कर देता है. Rest में है, motion में ला देगा. If it is already in motion, it will change its velocity. Changing in velocity means what? Changes the direction, changes the speed, or changes both. It is clear? This point is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So here this and this both are the same. This is the Newton's first law of motion. Now see here. I have made here one video on the change in momentum. Newton's second law of motion. And this law is very, very important. Actually, the second law is the universal law. First law and third law are contained in the second law. Newton's second law of motion. Who can tell Newton's second law of motion?
Sir, the rate of
change
of momentum of a body.
Very good, very good. According to it, rate of change of momentum. Change of momentum of a moving body is directly proportional to force applied on the body. And takes place in the direction of force. According to it, rate of change of momentum of a moving body is directly proportional to force applied on the body, and it takes place in the direction of the force. It's clear? What is momentum? You know, momentum is the property of moving body. It means it is the total motion contained in any body. In detail, I will not explain you here. You watch that video. It's clear? What is the symbol of momentum? It is P. Its value is m into v. It is what type of quantity? Vector quantity. It's clear. And what is its unit? Its unit is kilogram meter per second. Or there is one more unit, Newton second. Newton second. Now see here, what is rate of change of momentum? Rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum equals to change in momentum per unit time. Momentum per unit time. Suppose in the time delta t momentum changes by delta p. Then what is the rate of change of momentum? Rate of change of momentum. It is delta p upon delta t. It's clear? And we can write this statement mathematically in what way? Rate of change of momentum. As you know that momentum can change only when you apply the force. Because this thing is going to change only on applying the force. And when this will change, then only the momentum will change. Momentum तभी change होगा जब velocity change हो. Velocity तभी change होगी जब force act करे. It's clear? Therefore, rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied on the body. It is directly proportional to the force applied on the body. And it takes place in the direction of force. That is delta P upon delta T is equal to F. Delta P upon delta T equals to F. This point is clear?
Yes, sir.
Now in vector form, how will you write? We sometimes write like this also. Mostly we write like this. It's clear? We can write this way also, but mostly we write in calculation, we use like this. It's clear? So, but in vector form, it can be written as vector F equals to delta P upon delta T. Now, as P equals to M into P, so you can write delta M into P upon delta T. This is the Newton's second law of motion. Now see here. So after this I will explain